What does it take to become a Kung Fu master? In recent years, learning Chinese martial arts has become more and more popular among people of different ages and nationalities. Therefore, many Kung Fu training centers or clubs have been established, with a strong will and persistence being the precondition for learning. Over the years, there have been many famous Kung Fu masters, Bruce Lee being the obvious one, who learned from the master Yip Man. Thanks to Bruce Lee, Kung Fu has become well known throughout the world. But what does it take to become a Kung Fu master? Do you really have to go to the Shaolin monastery to become one? In this video, we hope to be able to answer these questions plus a few more, so keep watching to find out. But before we do this, remember to give us a thumbs up and a quick click on our subscribe button to get more videos like this one and support Brutal TV. Thanks! But for now, let's go back to what it takes to become a Kung Fu master. Chinese Kung Fu martial art is a series of fighting styles which has developed over a long historical period in China. Nowadays, it is regarded as a traditional sport, gaining more and more popularity, and even stands as a representative for Chinese culture. Styles including Shaolin, Tai Chi, and Qigong have many followers worldwide. Some Westerners think that all Chinese people are Kung Fu masters. That's not true, but this traditional heritage has its unique existence in modern times and left much influence on the locals' lifestyle. Kung Fu is both a form of exercise with a spiritual dimension stemming from concentration and self-discipline, and a primarily unarmed mode of personal combat, often equated with karate or taekwondo. The term Kung Fu can also signify careful preparation for the performance of any skillful endeavor without interference from the intellect or emotions. Kung Fu's prescribed stances and actions are based on keen observations of human skeletal and muscular anatomy and physiology, and it uses great muscular coordination. The various movements in Kung Fu, most of which are imitations of the fighting styles of animals, are initiated from one of 5 basic foot positions: normal upright posture and the 4 stances called dragon, frog, horse riding, and snake. There are hundreds of styles of Kung Fu, and armed as well as unarmed techniques have been developed. So, how do you become a master in Kung Fu? Let's firstly start by understanding what a master is. A master of any skill is a person who has worked diligently to understand the martial art that they have studied. Part of that mastery is becoming aware of their own weaknesses or errors and working to correct them. A real master also has the heart to show others what he has learned with compassion, kindness, humility, and understanding. The amount of time it takes to learn Kung Fu and become a master will depend on the type of Kung Fu that you want to learn. There are a few options that can be done within a few years with the right time and dedication. However, there are some types of Kung Fu that may take 10 or more years before the student can master it. For example, Shaolin Kung Fu was developed more than 1,500 years ago at the Shaolin Monastery and is one of the most sophisticated types of Kung Fu available. With careful training, this style can take the student 10 to 15 years to master, and luckily, you don't have to go to the Shaolin Monastery to master it, as there are martial arts schools all over the world that teach it. We are now at the halfway mark, so just a reminder to like this video and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top quality fighting videos. Now back to Kung Fu masters. Shaolin monks can perform seemingly impossible feats of mental and physical prowess. They poke holes in trees with their fingers, they bang their bare heads against stone walls, and knock their heads together to harden their skulls. They knife scrape their stomachs to strengthen their core area. They break sticks, bricks, or iron and steel bars atop their heads. Deep in meditation, they balance their entire body weight on their heads or index fingers for long periods of time. Since everything they do seems painless and effortless, their remarkable acts are frequently labeled and dismissed as stunts, fabrications, special effects, or hoaxes. It goes without saying, this is years of hard work, patience, dedication, and perseverance going into strengthening their bodies and honing their chi. On the other hand, options like Wing Chun are similar to some of the self-defense courses that are common in the Western world. It does have some complex moves and requires fast movements to see success. Yet, compared to other forms of Kung Fu, this one is a little easier and may only need a few years for the student to begin mastering it. Tai Chi is one of the most popular styles of Kung Fu out there and has millions of followers throughout the world. This method requires flexibility and softness and does not allow for violence to be used. The idea is to complement and even mirror the movements of the other person until the opponent has run out of strength. The movements themselves are not difficult, but learning how to mirror the opponent takes time and concentration. This, for some, can take decades. Whatever style is chosen, it is paramount that you practice at every opportunity. This includes practicing stances, kicks, and punches. The more practice you are able to commit on a daily basis, the quicker you will learn and master the art. Meditation is another aspect of Kung Fu that is hugely important in learning to master the art. This means practicing Qigong on a regular day-to-day basis. Qigong uses simple poses and breathing patterns to promote a healthy flow and reduce stagnation of Qi. Proper flow of Qi can help the body engage its own healing processes. Obviously, if you are truly determined to become a Kung Fu master, then you will need to be pretty strict when it comes to your eating habits. The Shaolin monks survive on a vegetarian diet, and like every other aspect of their lifestyle, the diet is centered around Buddhist ideals like purity and simplicity. The traditional diet of the Shaolin monks consists primarily of rice, vegetable and fruits, and all which are grown in the confines of the temple, meaning there are no additives. Of course, we don't all live in a monastery, but if you can stick to a vegetarian diet, only have good carbs, and drink plenty of water, that will do just as well. It goes without saying that sleep is vital to a healthy body and mind. Getting 8 hours of sleep is ideal, not only for your everyday lives, but also to be able to concentrate the mind efficiently when it comes to Kung Fu. There are some techniques that are easy and some that are more difficult. But to completely master any style of Kung Fu, you must be dedicated and ready to put the hard work in for a long period of time. What do you think of Kung Fu? Have you ever practiced the style? Tell us about it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brutal TV for more top fighting videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.